Hey coaches, I'm Jeff Crowther. I'm the Recreation Director for the City of Rexburg, and I'll be the one that you can contact for anything regarding T-ball. I do want to thank you guys for being willing to volunteer your time and to really help us with this program to make it fun for everybody and to help these kids kind of introduce them into the sport of baseball through our program T-ball. I just wanted to do this coaches video so that we don't have to have everybody come in for a coaches meeting. It'll save you guys a little bit of time and hassle. If you do have any questions though about anything that I go over, feel free to contact me and I can help you out with that. So just a few things that I'm going to go over. In the email that you've gotten, there will be the roster that should be attached there, the schedule, the rules, and then also a background check authorization form. If you haven't already filled one of those out, then please fill that out and send it back to me as soon as possible. With your roster, please contact the kids as soon as possible. If not, we tend to get quite a lot of phone calls wondering which team they're on. It'll have the parent's name, the kid's name, the phone number, email, and then also the jersey size. So hold on to that for when the jerseys come in for the first game, so you can make sure each kid gets the right jersey size. And then on the schedule, please pay attention to that. We do have an odd number of teams, so there will be byes. And so some nights you might not have a game, or possibly you might have 2 games. So just pay close attention to that. All the games will be over at Smith Park, and we'll have staff there to help direct people to know which field they're playing on, and it should say on the schedule as well. The rules, just wanted to highlight a few of them, but do read over them so you're familiar with them. As far as the equipment that you'll be getting, you'll get some practice T-balls. These T-balls are the kind of softer rubber ones, not like a regular baseball. And then you'll also be getting a hitting tee to practice with, and then you'll also be given a bat if you want one. Most kids nowadays actually have their own bats, but we have plenty. If you want to take 1 or 2, that's totally fine. You can use those for the season. We'll be providing helmets at the games. You won't necessarily need them for practices. Again, where we're doing hitting off the tee, it's not as much of a safety issue to not have the helmets at practice, but we will have them there at the games as well. And then some of the other rules, all the games will be 1 hour long. Please be ready to start right on time. That's when we'll start our clock. So if you guys start late, that's less game that you'll get to play. So just try to make sure that everybody's ready to go right at the start time. As far as who bats and who fields, so everybody bats throughout the whole lineup, and then you switch to the next half of the inning for the other team to be up to bat. And then also everyone plays. So you'll have 12 kids on your team, and you'll have to kind of spread them out throughout the infield there. Make sure that nobody's lining up before the pitcher's mound. They need to at least start behind there. And then just try to mix it up as far as which kids are playing where and stuff like that. I know it's kind of like herding cats a little bit, but try to get everybody a different experience of where they're fielding out in the field. Players may choose to hit off of a tee. If they are more advanced and they want to just do coach pitch, you can do that. We want to provide them the best experience possible. So, if at the start of the season they want to hit off the tee and then by the end they kind of work their way up to coach pitch, that's great. You don't necessarily have to be the one pitching it to them. If there's another parent that wants to, that's fine. One recommendation that I would make, if you are going to pitch, it's usually better if you get down on one knee and throw from that height. If you throw standing up, it's kind of a hard angle for them to hit at. So just a little tip there. There are no strikeouts or walks. So again, if you are doing coach pitch and they can't hit it, I would probably pull the tee back and have them hit off that. They basically are up there until they hit the ball. An inning is considered over after everyone on the team has had a chance to bat once. So even if you still have a couple outs left and the last person hits, at that point the inning is that half of the inning's over and then the next team bats. We are calling outs though, so if the team that's fielding throws it over to first and gets the runner out, that person does have to sit out. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it as far as the rules, but do again review those to make sure you're familiar with all of them. If you have any questions on them, give me a call. As far as practices go, you can pretty much practice anywhere. We don't reserve any practice times for you. It's kind of first come, first serve at the different parks. And so basically you just need to find an area with some grass is usually the best place. But if you want to practice at the fields, again, it's first come, first serve for that. This year, obviously, we've got the COVID-19 pandemic going on. And so a few things that we're going to ask you to try and enforce, and I know it's going to be tough, but just do the best that you can. Avoiding high fives is recommended. The team cheers, in between innings or even after the game, we're not going to be doing the high fives with the other team. You can still do a cheer, but as far as just the little huddle to put everybody's hands in, again, we're just trying to avoid as much contact as possible. We know that it's somewhat inevitable that there'll be, kids that are going to be within 6 feet of each other. But again, we're just trying to do our best to follow these guidelines. We'll also be providing a bottle of hand sanitizer for each team. So I would highly recommend that you bring that to each practice and game. And either before you start practice and then afterwards, I'd recommend all the kids using that just to try and help not spread any germs. And then also, if you could recommend that the fans, when they come to the game, if they can spread out so they're not right next to each other, and they can obviously be together as a family, but if there's people from other families, if we can spread out, that would be better. So the last thing that I'm going to say is this league especially is about sportsmanship and just having fun. This is their first introduction into playing baseball, and we really just want to make sure that everybody's getting equal playing time, equal amount of at-bats. So don't have the same kid at the end of the lineup every time, even though they'll get the same. Just try and mix it up so that everybody has kind of a fun experience. And be patient with the kids. Do get some help from parents, especially in practices and at games. You will need an extra parent or two to help with the batting lineup, getting kids ready, and things like that. So parents, they'll be willing to help step up, and they're just really glad that there's somebody like you that's willing to step up as the head coach and volunteer and help these kids have a fun experience. So thanks again, and good luck with your season.